Hello and welcome to Alchemist Whim. I am Alchemist Jen. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a good one. I really do. Today's whim of the day is to do a little bit of knitting on this awesome scarflet that I'm working on. That will be available as a free pattern on my website. Super exciting. Yay! And just to chat a little bit, I intend to have moments when if I'm really busy for a while and focus, and I've got like other work things going on, and then when I get a chance to kind of decompress from that and refocus on my energies around to myself, or just to stop focusing on the other things, I tend to kind of reevaluate, reassess, kind of see where I'm at, and then what I want to do. And so I just want to talk through what my thought processes are today. I tend to do it every week after I finish my other job. I just kind of tend to be part of my process. So here's my stuff today. I even came home after that, took a nap. I think this is the second nap all year, and we're 4 months into the year that I've even taken. Even when I'm sick, I don't nap. So so took a nap, got some rest, got a chance to decompress a bit, and I kind of thinking through some things, trying to figure out how I want to move forward with things, how I want to move forward with my art, with my business, and try to figure out where to go from here. So I'm very much a goal-minded person. Wants to keep working towards the next thing. I'm definitely working towards working for myself more, and things like having my own studio, being part of just different artist groups are really things that are kind of on my radar and kind of heart focus as I'm trying to figure out where to go next and what to do. I think that those are healthy things, trying to figure out how to grow, where I want to focus my attentions and energies. So that's what's up. So with that, thinking about how to move forward. So I've had, basically last June was my first, June of last year was my first kind of month to start focusing on really just building any type of businessy type thing. So that I mean that in saying that I didn't have my first show until July, and then that really just kind of is where it all started. So being able to really just see the growth that I've already had, the focus, and being able to see where I want to go. I've several shows already set up for this year, which is amazing. Looking at different options for having my items in shops, which is really cool. But then also just kind of like just general vibes and how I want to present myself as an artist as well. So I'm really enjoying being able to knit and crochet. There's some different things that have kind of been unblocked for me as I'm going through my growth and process and trying to figure out which directions to go. I tend to I guess I've had scenarios where like I've had ideas but haven't been able to actually work towards executing them. So I'm in a place where I'm actually being able to produce and execute things that I've been dreaming of. So taking that momentum and keep moving forward on my stuff, and then trying to keep my energies and my focuses kind of, I don't know if pure is the right thing, but just being true to myself and where I want to go, trying not to get either ahead of myself or setting unrealistic expectations or things that I don't want to maintain. So it's all this whole learning process. It's really a beautiful process, and a lot of times it's easy to get caught up in the time frame and then realize that, hey, it really hasn't even been that long, and you know, like I've done a lot already. So from there, you know, what else do I want? How can I adapt things? And you know, where do I want to go? I think it's a healthy series of questions to ask kind of continually. And so I'm having one of those kind of cycles through this evening and into tomorrow. And then just looking at my environment, surroundings, like tomorrow, I've already got the idea that, you know, maybe I want to not, you know, work in my apartment studio. You know, I want to, you know, go out and be around different people, be in a different environment, and just give myself a little bit different experience with that. So, you know, like things like that. I've been noticing a little bit of a shift with the weather in spring opening up, just kind of a little bit more desire and momentum there. So I'm encouraged by it, kind of running with it, not really second guessing it, but just kind of saying, hey, you know, this is a thing, let's go for it. Let's figure out where it's going to go. And it's easy to get caught in the, you know, being hard on oneself for not having done the things that maybe, you know, have been ideas for a while, or things I've been working on, you know, and it's easy to get caught in that cycle, and that's not fair to yourself. That's not fair to myself. So, you know, it's just helpful to look at progress where it is, re-examine it, and say, hey, you know, it's already, every little step does count, and all the little steps add up. So, you know, I think I've had more progress than I think I have, if that makes sense. Even though I've had, you know, goals that maybe I've had to pause on, just wasn't, you know, the right time or the right focus. My energies needed to be focused elsewhere. So, so that's just, you know, things that I think about, things that I process through. I know everybody's on a journey for, you know, what they're working on, what they're feeling, what they're going through. So I just figured, you know, being open about my ramblings, and I still feel like I'm being really vague, but you know, it really is like, it's a process. It's not like a one day conversation that I'm having with myself. It's one that I'm always revisiting, and then being able to say, hey, you know, I'm actually feeling like, you know, I can move forward in a way that, you know, even though I've been thinking and planning for these things, I feel like I can actually move forward in some areas. So, you know, that's just encouraging. I'm tired. I can hear it in my voice. You probably can too, and that's totally fine too. I don't feel like it's a limitation today. I feel like, you know, my best thing was taking a nap today. I was able to kind of discharge some of that energy and focus that I had from my big week, and then be able to turn it and go, all right, now that I've kind of gotten, you know, worked through some of that just through resting, and then I can say, hey, okay, so now where am I going for this week? What's my focus? And the other thing that I was doing at the end of last year more was writing down in a planner, and then this year I really haven't done it so much. I've just been kind of a little more going week by week and kind of keeping a loose thing, but I feel like it's been maybe a little bit of a detriment to myself to not have done it and had that structure, and being too open and letting things slide a little bit more. So I'm just trying to figure out what that balance actually needs to look like, what I need to keep my focus, and then also just saying that, hey, if I feel like I can do more or can focus my energies differently towards, you know, building towards my dreams and goals of, you know, being able to do my creative stuff more full-time, having the avenues set up to do that, you know, that's a really big deal, first off, and it's a lot of work, second off, and, you know, it takes a lot more organization than I'm giving it, and, you know, setting goals, you know, so many different avenues to it. But I find, you know, at least today as I'm reflecting on it, that I'm really kind of excited about it, like being able to, you know, set goals for timelines for releases of things. Let's say my cuff idea, being able to do fabric cuffs, setting up, when am I going to make that? When is the dyeing going to happen? When is the sewing going to happen? When do I want to release it? How am I going to release it? How am I going to market it? What other events am I doing that I can showcase it on? So I feel like those are healthy things to look at from a vantage point of, running a business, but then also being an artist who's running a business, and enjoying that process. So there's a weird thing with that too, being an artist and trying to focus on making it your business as well, because you have to be able to be creative. So making sure that the time and energy is there, and that it's a habit to have that creativity every day, is really important. So part of why I'm doing these videos, keeping this focus for myself. Yesterday I filmed the 60th one, so I'm not going to stop anytime soon, but it is really helping me focus, even though it's it's a long time. I mean, that's over it's like 2 whole months, being able to say where it started, where it's going, and then have some reflection there too. So I just wanted to talk about my thought process, my recentering that I do every week. I figured I'd share a bit about how that goes for me while I'm in the middle of it, and how I use it to propel myself into the next week, but then also into the future, and being encouraged by, hey, I feel like I can actually take these other steps that I need to do to have my own personal growth, to get towards my bigger goals, and that's just kind of freeing. So I figured, why not share that? So that's the whim of the day, to do some knitting, to talk about future goals, talk about being able to set them, and I probably need to do some actual writing and a sense of revisiting a business plan, and actually setting some things in bigger, in writing, in a sense of having more structure to it, so that I can hold myself accountable. So maybe I'll be able to share that with you as well. What my structure kind of looks like, so you can see my growth through that too. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I knit on my scarflet. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my creativity and business goals, and I hope that you're having a great rest of your day, and we'll hope that you'll visit me again another day, listen to what I'm going to ramble about, what I'll show you creatively. I'm going to give you a shot after I finish this row, which is the cool thing about this, is this knits up super quick, so it is easy just to knock out a row, turn it, and then knock out another row, turn it. It's super delightful. There's no big thought processes to it, and then there's enough variation in stitches just between knitting and purling that I find it, it's very satisfying and comfy knit. And I've talked about this before too. It can easily be done in a bigger gauge or bigger needles, or even held double. It's just this is cotton and wool. It's really super comfy. So next to the skin, super awesome, and it's not something that can only be worn in colder weather. So it's gonna be really super cute, and it's kind of a hair thing, and then a nice little scarflet. So thanks for joining me. We'll see where the whim takes us tomorrow. Toodaloo.